It's time for Behind the Business with Bree. This is BS in the afternoon, and get ready for our camping, glamping, and all the BS in between on our outdoors and on the shores segment. Today we have Cory Heffelfinger from the YouTube channel Off-Road Everything. Hello, Cory.
Hello, everyone.
I'm super excited that you're here, especially because I have so many questions to ask you about all of the BS in between. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so as many of you may know and many of you may not, I love camping and I love glamping, and recently my daughter got a fishing pool from the school, and she keeps begging me to take her fishing. I don't know much about fishing, although I do know that I'm not very good at it. Do you have any advice for us?
Well, start small, catch some bluegill. That's probably the easiest way to get started.
How do you know it's a bluegill?
Well, you're going to use a little hook, small bait, a little float, and then you should fish close to the banks.
Okay, close to the banks, not in the banks.
No, just close to.
Okay.
You're not going to have to cast out very far to catch bluegill.
Okay, so they come to you. All right, I can handle that. All right, and when you fish, do you throw your fish back in, or do you keep them? What do you do?
Most of the time, if I'm fishing for bluegill, it's either for bait or we just return them. We're fishing for fun.
Bluegill for bait. Does that mean that you catch even bigger fish with the fish that you're telling me to catch?
Yes.
Okay. Seems a little intimidating. That's okay. So for those of you that don't know, Off-Road Everything is a YouTube channel about everything off-road, including fishing. And Cory is a master fisherman in my eyes. Cory, what made you start your YouTube channel?
Actually, it was the off-road part of it. We were doing some Jeep stuff and trail riding and things like that. Just maneuvered down to some mountain biking, including still off-road stuff. Then just switched over to fishing. I've always fished. Started fishing out of a kayak. Seemed like that really gained some followers, some subscribers, some interaction on YouTube. So just really stuck with it. Fished all my life, and it just fits my style a little bit more, I think.
I love kayaking. Mm-hmm. It's like my favorite thing to do. We go kayaking or canoeing every weekend. It's super fun. I have the Jeep. We don't go off-road. There's not many trails in Ohio. Mm-hmm. Where do you go?
Haspin Acres, Laurel, Indiana. It's just south of Connersville.
Okay, that's
hour
awesome.
and a half away.
Only an hour and a half away to drive your Jeep like a crazy person.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds really fun. All right, you're listening to BS in the Afternoon on Hits 105.5, and we'll be right back after this with Cory Heffelfinger with Off-Road Everything. And we're back. This is BS with BS in the Afternoon, and this is our camping, glamping, and all BS in between on our outdoors and on the shores segment. Today, we do have Cory Heffelfinger with us in the studio. I'm super excited that you're here again. I know he just gave me some fishing advice. He told me to catch some bluegill as a beginner. For those that may be a little bit more of an aficionado than me, what do you think the best type of fish to catch around here is?
So even though Indian Lake is not my local lake, it's not close. I consider it my local lake. I fish there more often than anything. From shore, availability is crappie, bluegill, saugeye. If you're in some of the right locations with the wind blowing, basically follow the wind. That moves the bait fish, and that's where you can catch saugeye, catfish. Indian Lake just has a variety of species that you can catch there, and in just a vast area to do it.
Okay, is there a good place to put your kayak in the water there?
Any of the boat ramps. Some of the areas on the north end of the lake, you can set it off from the bank, which is pretty easy. Moundwood State Park does have a kayak launch area. Very beginner user friendly there. So mine are on trailers, so I use boat ramps. I can launch them from a bank, that's fine, and there's an area at Moundwood where you could use the bank too. You don't have to use the kayak accessible ramp.
I'm too scared to use a ramp. I'm terrified that I'm going to just back my Jeep all the way into the water or something. And I even have a backup camera. I don't know why that fear is there. I don't know what has some type of trauma in a past life, I guess. But there's no way I'm backing up on one of those hills with my Jeep.
So the accessible docks, you can actually carry your kayak out onto a floating dock. You set it down in a trough. You sit in it. Then you use your oar, and you'll actually pull yourself down into the water.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's the same way getting out. You just row right up into it. You use your oars. You can pull it up. The docks are plastic. Your kayak's plastic. So it slides really easy.
Oh.
So it makes it very accessible for people who car top their kayaks, people who put them in the back of trucks. You can just load them in and out that way. It makes it nice.
Well, that's great. So even though it's kind of crappy weather today, I'm very excited. This weekend is going to be in the 80s. So you heard it from Off-Road Everything. I and my daughter will be out trying to get our kayak in the water. There at Indian Lake. Once again, this is Off-Road Everything with Cory Heffelfinger. His tag, if you want to look him up on YouTube, is off-road everything 5946. Thank you so much, Cory, and we'll be right back after this.
Thank you.